have that site online for quite a while, it's generating a good number of hits every day, and you're thinking whether or not to use AdSense advertising on it to make it generate some form of income. Well, this is a description of the pros and cons of this approach to internet advertising. AdSense has definitely hit the internet like something from another planet, and people are very excited about it everywhere. There are negative aspects to AdSense and alternatives to consider. AdSense is generally a great tool for webmasters, whereas they would use to worry about how to raise enough money to keep their sites profitable, or at least keep them online. Those worries are gone. AdSense allows webmasters to forget about those worries and concentrate on creating good content for their sites. In fact, the emphasis is now on creating quality content, often associated with the top-paying words, which will bring you many visitors. AdSense can also very well integrated with your website. It's easily customizable in terms of colors, size and position, which means you can experiment with it in any way you like to maximize your income. AdSense is a very good means of generating a constant revenue on your site. All you need to do is create some quality content and keep it updated constantly, and you can literally live off your website. A lot of people are doing just that nowadays with AdSense, so it's become sort of a business in itself. It's also a great program because you can have the same accounts advertising on all your pages. This is great for webmasters with a lot of content because it means they don't have to create many accounts unnecessarily. But as stated above, there are some negative aspects to advertising with AdSense, and here's a small list of such cons. Clearly, the largest negative impact the AdSense program can have on you is through Google closing your accounts. Most of the time this happens because of so-called click fraud, which means somebody would be producing artificial clicks on your page. There's one really nasty side to that. It doesn't have to be you making those artificial clicks. It could very well be your competition doing this in order to shut you down, or the competitor of whoever is advertising on your page, looking to drive their marketing costs up. The earning AdSense brings you are by no means constant. In fact, they're not even close to that. Anything you do to your site could end up being a big mistake, costing you a great deal of money. It's that kind of pressure that has a negative impact on you. First of all, you constantly need to make sure your site is in the spotlight of search engines when people are searching for whatever it is your site is about. If you fail to do that, you won't have any visitors, and that of course means you won't have any AdSense revenue. In a way, this is nothing new, as any form of generating revenue on the internet with advertising has such a drawback. And finally, another major problem is that you constantly have to feed your site with better and better content. Now, of course, certain sites are very well geared towards doing this, but with some types of content this is rather hard to achieve. This is often why the services of a copywriter are employed to generate more and more content. When writing original content, the best thing a website owner can do is research a topic thoroughly and then return to writing with lots of information they can out in their own words, and show their own opinion on. So there are the pros and cons of using the AdSense network for generating profits through advertising. Now the choice of whether or not these work for you is yours. If you're looking at Google's AdSense program, you're surely asking yourself how much you could make from such a program, and you probably think you can't make as much as you can from traditional advertising schemes. Google, of course, keeps a great deal of secrecy regarding how much AdWords advertisers pay per each click directed to their site, and the same applies for how much AdSense banner holders make from their websites. While there's nothing official, rumors circulate around the internet concerning the amount of cash a website can earn by using AdSense. And many people, illegally, disclose how much they have been making with AdSense. There are stories of people raising over $1,000 per month using AdSense. There are also stories of people exceeding $100,000 per month, but it's a bit hard to believe such stories. The truth to the matter is that if you have a small website and you just want it to support itself, and don't wish to reach your pocket for its maintenance costs, you can probably do this with AdSense. AdSense is also very good for people who host a lot of pages. Even if the said pages don't generate a lot of traffic individually, Every click counts and you can earn up with a lot of money by doing this. And that just goes to prove that sometimes quantity matters nearly as much as quality. There's no telling how much money you're going to make by using Google's AdSense, but you can sort of tell for yourself, before actually starting, by taking a few things into consideration. First, is the amount of visits you get every day. While there's no way to estimate precisely on this, you can generally make a safe assumption that if you have a lot of clicks per day you'll be making good money. Also, this depends on what exactly your site is about. If your site is about anything popular, music, sex, whatever, you are bound to get a lot of banner clicks. These have a coefficient associated with them, called the CTR, click-through ratio. Basically, what it translates to is that if a large proportion of your site's visitors click the ads, you'll be making more money. And the best way to do this is to have some popular content in your site, ensuring the links direct users towards popular items as well. Then of course, there's the position and number of ads on your website. While you don't want to overdo it, having many links will undoubtedly generate more income for you as a webmaster. Do not, however, believe that if you just add a lot of ads in an important portion of your site, visitors could always just skip them, and be assured that many do just that. There's something between an art and a science to positioning your ads. People generally look in certain places and never look in others, and knowing this, a website author and/or webmaster can do a great deal of things to increase his earnings with AdSense. All in all, the amount of money you make with AdSense depends on many factors. But if you have a site with interesting contents and/or many pages, and if you see a constantly large amount of traffic every day, you can bet you'll be making a lot of money with AdSense. Even if you aren't in the above categories, AdSense is still worth using because there's very little hassle in setting it up, and many times it can help financially support the site, whilst being a nice bonus to get through the post at the end of the month. There are many ideas springing up concerning what AdSense will look like in the future and how the system will change as opposed to what it is now. Firstly, it's clear that targeting algorithms will become even better and more powerful than they are now. This has clearly been seen with the Google search engine itself over the last few years, and it should be of no surprise as this happens with AdSense. Advertisers will appear in more appropriate results, and those advertisers who manipulate their content to allow high-paying keywords to appear may struggle to do this unless it is actually appropriate to their content. Another thing which is bound to happen is more protection for AdWords advertisers concerning click fraud. Google acknowledges this to be a very key issue that it needs to address as quickly as possible, and there's no doubt it will happen as fast as possible. At the moment, those who have high levels of traffic can easily disguise IP addresses and increase CTR, click-through rate. Google is always keen on improving its products, and this has been seen before in AdSense. The search engine company has introduced site-targeted AdSense CPM, smart pricing, and domain blocking, and there will probably be improvements that have already been added by other similar sites. One such example is the option for the advertiser to have more control over where the content is being displayed. This could mean blocking your site from displaying on several addresses that host AdSense banners. Another idea that has been advanced is that Google will integrate AdSense in other forms of media like newspapers or television, and so on. While this might seem to be more on the science fiction side of the facts, there is no indication that this might not happen. Google have access to an international array of over 150,000 advertisers, of whom may choose to penetrate offline markets in different countries. With Google's strong network of advertisers, they may choose to appoint or allow offline distributors to create a format for AdWords advertising and content, in searching now offline. More options could be implemented for AdSense publishers, allowing them to specify keywords of their own. While Google has been reluctant of this, there's no indication that this will not happen in the future. Also, a lot of people are demanding a clear specification of the pricing policy of AdSense. Google has given no indication of why this isn't public information, but at this moment it seems highly unlikely that such information will ever be present on Google AdSense. another feature that could find itself into AdSense would be letting website publishers see which links are generating clicks on their website and based on what keywords they arrive there. This could end up being a major issue that could threaten the entire system, as it could perhaps encourage more AdSense-only websites as profits become more transparent. A lot of people may make AdSense-only sites, designed just for making profits through AdSense. While this is already happening today, it might be foolish of Google to put such tools in the hands of its publishers. However, one thing that could happen is a way for users to fix their issues with low AdSense-generated income on their site. This could be done through an online wizard or something similar that would make suggestions to website owners based on their contents. But the major buzzword of the day is RSS. The possibility of sending targeted ads directly to users without requiring any navigation on their behalf is becoming a reality with RSS. And there are clear signs that Google isn't going to let such an opportunity pass by. This is what interactive television and similar items have been trying to do for quite some time now. But the internet would be a much better medium for this, because there are no mediums quite as interactive as the internet. But in the end, this is mostly speculation, and we are bound to have Google surprising us with new features.